Hello, and sorry. Hello, and welcome, guys, to another episode of Nothing But Football. The voice cracked there a little bit. I had to, massage my instrument.
Just scream, Donda.
No pun intended.
Donda.
How did you find that album, by the way?
It's okay. It's okay. It's not the best album of the year.
Are you a lover boy or a Donda man?
Loverboy was better than Donda for me, but still
hectic.
Okay, hectic.
Still, as regards to albums this year, they're both trying to get into the top, 5, top 10 maybe even.
Because I know this guy's a Man United fan. They cling on to glory days. Like Drake fans are clinging on to his glory days. I only listen to one song on that album.
On which one? CLB?
Yeah, one.
Interesting.
And then you already say it's better than Donda.
No, I'm not saying it's better. I'm saying Donda's better.
You listen to one song on Drake's
I'm
album
trying to
and you said Donda's better.
I tried to listen to everything else. Only one song made me go, oh, let me stop.
Oh, sure. And songs made you do that on Donda?
A couple. Jail. A couple other songs.
Yeah, 3 out of 27.
1 out of 23.
I haven't really listened to any of them, but I'll take your inputs into heart and move on from there. Welcome to another episode of Nothing But Football. Sorry about that random tangent. It was on the mind. Can't let things on the mind not come out. You got to release. If you didn't watch part 1, we kind of looking at the signings, the overall signings in depth, and then deciding whether these are going to be good transfers and what transfers are, if they're going to be good transfers. Now we move on to Tottenham. Tottenham actually, they signed, looks like they had a decent signing. They had a Christian Romero from Atalanta, centre-back. Brian Gill from Sevilla. It was exchange, Eric Lamela plus 21.6 million. Then on the final day, I think it was Emerson Royal from Barcelona, undisclosed. Barcelona really be broke boys out here. I don't know who this Pape Matar is, guy, from Metz. But yeah, looking at those, and I guess Tottenham keeping Harry Kane. How would you look at this transfer window for Tottenham?
Decent signings. I think Romero's a good centre-back. Emerson Royal has potential. But it's sort of plugging holes, right? Emerson Royal is because, Serge Aurier was hit and miss.
Yeah.
Romero sort of had to come in because Tottenham's defense was old for long. I mean, Alderweireld, Vertonghen, and whatever, those guys got quite old. So, good signings, but I mean, to me, doesn't bring the team forward. It restores things that you needed to restore.
Yeah, I'm also thinking something similar, but I shall explain it to you. Uncle Curtis.
They signed a bad boy in Romero, dog, who doesn't listen to his club and just goes to play for Argentina when they told him not to.
That's a man right there.
He just looked at
Martinez and Giovanni Lo Celso.
Yes, I heard about that incident where Brazilian officials came to detain them on the field just at kickoff.
So, yeah, I don't know what you say about those guys, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, man. I look at these signings, I think, from an Emerson Royal point of view. I haven't seen much of him. I think he was one of our targets, our transfer targets during the window. I haven't really seen much of him, but I believe that from a Tottenham point of view, they don't need this guy.
He didn't do anything at Barca either.
Aurier's out. Aurier, I think, contract.
Mutual consent. Yeah, they terminated his contract. I don't know why, but from an Aurier point of view, I don't know. You'd assume. Oh yeah, fair point. No, he really can't. He really can't. But then they still have Doherty, who they signed for what? Was it a 40 or 50 million? You've hardly tried him out. You've resorted to Tanganga now, which is very worrying from a Tottenham point of view in terms of money when you've got big signings like that on the bench. But yeah, I guess we'll have to see. If Emerson Royal does a good job, I know he was at Betis. If he does a good job, then good for them. But Betis actually, this worked out for them. You sell a player, and then he moves to another team. They're probably gonna get a nice a nice signing bonus, and they get Bellerin. So good for them. But yeah, Brian Gill, for me, I think he'll be very interesting. But I see him struggling he's quite small. And not small like, there's small players in the league that have a low center of gravity.
Yeah.
But he's more of a flair player. I watched him play during the Olympics. In the Olympic setting, it worked out nicely for him. But I wonder what's going to happen from a Premier League point of view.
Premier League is rough, boy.
Yes, when you've got Mike Dean trying to say no, it's not a foul. Welcome to Premier League.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that wraps up the Tottenham performances. Watford, don't really think we're going to talk about them much. They've made a lot
going
of
down again.
It might be. I have feelings of that as well. West Ham didn't really make any signings other than Nikola Vlasic, who's from Moscow, CSK Moscow. I remember he used to play for Everton at some point.
He's a winger.
Yeah, he's a winger.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was a decent player. But I don't know why Everton sold him. I think Everton wanted a right now player. So they offered to sell him. But from a West Ham point of view, them being challenging for the title, how do you look at this?
Challenging for the title?
Brad, they tied number 1, don't they?
Oh, okay.
So,
look, it's David Moyes in the transfer window, so he'll pull out the you've never heard of this player and he becomes a decent Premier League player. But again, the teams above them did so much.
So you wonder what's going to happen to this.
Dog, any team that has Mikel Antonio leading their front line is not going to win a Premier League title. They might challenge, but they will not win it.
I hate to agree with you.
You even think they can challenge for the title?
No, I'm saying for a good half of the season.
Okay.
I hate to agree with you, but Mikel Antonio has done this year in and year out. He peaks and then he disappears. So
and it's nothing against the player, but he's just not next level.
I'm happy for the guy from a point of view where now West Ham has outright come and said, dude, you are number 1. But
guys, random question: who's a bigger club between Tottenham and West Ham?
Ooh, that's a difficult one. I'm trying to be objective. One team has a movie, so.
It's a hard one.
I don't know how Spurs gets
in my time watching football, Spurs.
In your time watching football,
yeah.
But
so that's
overall,
like 2000, 2001.
But overall,
yeah. From a history point of view, you look at West Ham as being the one with a richer history. But I agree with you, Lucas. As in, like, Tottenham have had some exciting players in the Premier League. In the Premier League era, they've had some exciting players. So have West Ham.
West Ham has got Paulo Di Canio.
Yeah.
They haven't seen the Champions League. Tottenham has seen the Champions League multiple times.
Yeah, shame. Let's not.
No, I just wanted to check it, but
and they have a trophy.
Let's not disrespect. What's it called? Let's not disrespect Tottenham. They are the bigger club.
Nah, they're not.
Then West Ham. West Ham just has a movie, bro. That's it. Green Street Hooligans.
Yeah. West Ham has got a World Cup winning squad.
What?
The 1966 squad was composed of West Ham players.
How many?
A couple, like 3, 4.
Okay, interesting.
That World Cup was robbed. They cheat. They won by cheating.
That's why I said if you look at it from a history point of view, I'll probably agree and say West Ham. But Premier League era.
What's their history? Their history is the players wore another shirt and did something.
No, they have a rich history. They're a more, I'd probably say, more respected club. Tottenham has been a butt of the jokes for a while. It doesn't help that they're in the same city as Arsenal. But from a history point of view, I'd have to say that like West Ham seems a little bit more appealing.
Okay.
Premier League era, Tottenham, hands down. Hands down. But yeah. But that was That was a very insightful question. You had to make me think. Then Wolves. Actually, funny enough, I find these signings to be interesting because they got Francisco Trincao from Barcelona, who actually impressed me against you guys. Yeah. He's a talent. The shot might not be there. Shame the Wan-Bissaka clearance off the line maybe did, but he seems like a decent one. The goalkeeper that they got to replace Rui Patricio, Jose Sa, decent goalkeeper. I've watched him actually playing. But yeah, other than that, there aren't really many other signings. There's a He Chang Wang that they got from Leipzig. I don't know what position he plays, I wouldn't lie to you. But yeah, it looks like they're trying to, build, I guess, with the loss of manager and I guess it was just the manager, still the same team.
Yeah. And still those trigger happy owners, so.
Yeah, no, I see Wolves being an interesting contender. Do you say contender?
For what?
I don't know.
If they
survival.
If they finish top half of the table, I'll be shocked.
Or a thorn on the side of the big teams.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, they already proved that against Man United.
You can do that, yeah.
I think they might struggle against the smaller sides, though.
True. Because Trincao and whatever were running spaces against United because we were giving them space. I mean, United's wingers stay up the pitch. That's not happening against Burnley.
No, man. But since we've wrapped up there, let's talk about the ones who won't make it.
Okay, I take that back. Tottenham are the bigger club. They got way more trophies.
Oh, did you actually look it up? Oh, okay. So
24 versus 5.
Oh, not even a rich history from West Ham. So I was swayed by the movie.
West Ham history comes from the academy. I think their nickname is the academy or something of football or whatever like that. So West Ham's history comes from a lot of big players in England or whatever coming through their academy rather than really doing anything at West Ham. They had Dikani, yes, but they signed him from Celtic. Did they sign him from Celtic? No, yeah, he played for Celtic. Guy was good, but he was good at West Ham. He wasn't really noteworthy before. You know what I'm saying?
No, man, I just thought we'd also touch on, well, I won't say fallen soldiers because we don't really consider them as soldiers. We consider them as, the scumbags of societies. Allegedly, I'll say that for now, since he's not convicted yet. But he has been charged and he's in jail right now.
And a friend has been charged as well.
Yes, he's got a friend involved in his little things. Benjamin Mendy, I just saw a title here. And football's inconvenient truth. That's such a distasteful highlight. That's why I hate these journalists. Saying rape is an inconvenient truth. That's just... But yeah, basically, it looks like they're following through with the charges. One guy I haven't heard about is Gylfi Sigurdson.
This case has minors. I'm sure the stories are not going to come out that easily.
Because I think they said with him, it was more texts and he hadn't acted.
Oh, so that's what... Okay. He might throw his brother under the bus like R. Kelly did the first time round. It wasn't me. It was my brother.
So I'm just trying to see what they're saying. Over child sex offenses. Okay, so it is sex offenses.
But sex offenses could be sexually activated text as well.
So they suspended him. For how long, though, is the question?
Probably indefinite pending the outcome.
He's not going to come back from this.
Yeah, he won't, but you can't necessarily cancel his contract because you need to give him his day in court.
Oh, he's on bail. It's a shame. I won't go on my race conspiracies, but it seems as though one guy is being treated better than the other. They're both criminals. You're not gonna try to do that.
Mendy rode his luck too much, dog. 3 times.
Yeah, actually, maybe that's what it is. But what is it with
3 times they told you, yeah, you're on bail, and you decide to go break the law again. My boy.
Because I don't know. I'm not going to try and understand the mind of a footballer. I think let's just leave it there, because this conversation can end up being very controversial.
Yeah.
About the
Power corrupts. That's where I'll leave it.
Power corrupts. Okay, well, are you going to suggest that what? Dude, he's a football player. He can literally go and just, I don't know, go to a supermodel? Or is it something of not wanting someone tainted? I'm trying to understand.
Power corrupts. When everybody says yes to you, you're going to start doing things that gives you a rush.
But it's fine.
The footballer part, I don't know how much that plays into it, because I think if you're a shit person and you get money, you're still going to be a shit person.
Yeah, fair point.
So
the money probably highlights it.
The money probably makes it easier.
I've suspected him for long with that blonde hair. I won't lie. How old is this guy? Let me actually check. What kind of man?
28 or something. But you get what I'm saying? It's power corrupts, because it's... You know, we all think we're good people up until we get a couple million in our pocket. Have you ever met a good rich person?
I guess Bill Gates would classify himself as a good man.
The man who's friends with Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes, of course he visited Pervert Island.
You see, but you know what I'm saying? If you can name me one rich person who's a good person, I'll be shocked.
I'll never speak on anyone's behalf, to tell you the truth.
Like our favorite rappers out here sold crack to his mom and stabbed his brother over his kilo of cocaine. So that's why I say power corrupts. People like to think that they're good, but not good people. But that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah,
on Chris's podcast that will be launching soon. The 10 types of humans.
But I'd look at this like from a bad boys, football bad boys. Like let's just look like.
In fact, you know what I think are good people in football? The players who are always in scandals. Jack Grealish is a good man. Because he's always caught up in scandals. He's not doing funny things. Because his name is always in the media. Meaning he's
a great person.
Yes, he is. He's a great person because his business is out there. But the guys that are quiet, background, goody boy 2 shoes, Michael Owen.
What? No, come on, man. You can't tell me. Grealish, I agree with you. But please take Rooney out of this.
No, I'm saying... No, I'm not saying great.
Why would Rooney not fall in good guy category? Because he paid for hookers.
Well, what I'm trying to say, Potion, I'm not saying like they're great people overall.
Well,
man.
I guess he's not... He never portrayed himself as a model citizen. So maybe that's where you...
That's what I'm trying to get at. The ones who are just out there about their business and going as normal. Those guys are not doing what Benjamin Mendy and them are doing. Benjamin Mendy was too happy, dog. Smiling everywhere, winning trophies after playing only 10 games a season. But yeah.
No, and the final...
Horrible crimes. Shout out to, prayers of the victims.
Yes, horrible crimes. I think the last thing that I'd actually like to touch on, which actually happened during the international break. I don't know if you...
Ronaldo.
No, besides that guy. I don't know if you guys had actually paid attention to the media. England was playing against Hungary. And it seemed as though there was word that, hey, listen, guys, there's going to be some racial tension. And yeah, there was a lot. I mean, if you watched the game, you saw that Raheem Sterling got abused. They were making ape gestures and all that stuff. Basically, every time a black player touched the ball, there was some sort of reaction. Even though the excuses that were used were saying, no, we were jeering the English players in general, but the jeers got a little bit louder when the blacks touched the ball. I think, let me ask you guys this question, because apparently Hungary was currently under investigation for another racist incident.
They have a ban.
Yeah?
They have a ban.
Yes.
It's just because this was a different competition.
Yes.
That ban is for whatever else they were.
I think it might have been for Euros.
Yeah, it's like if you get a ban in the Premier League, you can still.
Yeah, you can still go to Champions League.
Yeah, it's a different comp.
You know what they need to do, though? They need to start taking away info World Cup places from European teams to teach them not to do racism and give it to the largest continent. Like Africa, there's 54 countries here. We only got 5 slots. Europe has got 36 countries with 18 slots. These guys are mad. No. Like, we must just start giving it to the blacks this side. We'll teach the racists to keep quiet.
That's a fair point.
Like, if every time a country that qualifies for the World Cup gets accused of racism, they must just go give that slot to a black team in Africa.
I think that could work. Uncle Lokosa, how do you feel about that? Looking at this, thinking that, it seems as though clearly these guys are not learning anything from their suspensions and whatnot. The FA is not really doing much. What would you suggest?
Yeah, so it's a weird one. I mean, because we've been at this point so many times. You know what I mean? Like, those England players, those black England players, how many different stadiums have they gotten this in?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's at some point, like, honestly, like, I think the Hungary FA or whatever came, like, basically tried to fight back to pretend it didn't happen, and they're like, oh, you guys in your country, it's okay if you guys boo them when they're taking the knee, but if we say some shit, then, like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
So they were taking it at that angle, obviously. But
no, because the funny thing is, it looked like I was laughing from a point because I was like, it looked like Sky Sports were prepared for this. They literally released a segment where there was a camera guy who was fan watching. He was watching fans to see guys. They caught them doing a lot of things. They caught one guy red-handed doing the ape chants. Wow. They were there basically trying to catch the audios of, every time a black player had the ball. They were there like trying to catch the audio.
Yeah.
And then obviously, catching random stuff from the fans, fans just being
highlighted.
Yes.
Shame those niggas.
But credit to the black guys, I won't lie to you. I was watching that game. It looked like those guys owned it. They owned it. As in, like, they did not care. As in, like, bruh, you're gonna get these hands anyways.
Can I ask a random question? Because it always irritates me whenever this comes up. But in the aftermath of these things, they're always like, the player should have walked off the pitch.
Yeah.
I'm always like, why the hell does that have to be my decision?
Do you know?
There is a whole organizer.
Do you know what actually pissed me off? Maybe he might have been misquoted. I don't know. But all I heard they asked, what's his name? They asked Southgate about, the incident. And guess what he said? He's like, maybe the boy shouldn't have celebrated in front of the fans. That was his
white people in the game.
Yes. But from the players' point of view, I saw a lot of the players, like, Declan Rice owning it. When they were throwing the cans, he just took a sip, like, now you're going to get this beating.
Yeah, but I also feel that way, dog. I'll go score a hat-trick, dog.
Yes. So, there was some sort of solidarity amongst the players where, if something happened, they'd be like, nah, hold the black player and say, nah, dog, don't worry, like. But from the coach, it was different. Yeah. I guess that's.
But is that something you guys want to see? As in
not the
scenario,
players.
And then the players must walk off the pitch.
No, it's never the players' responsibility, because then they'll turn around and say they shouldn't have walked off.
To tell you the truth, this is what I was thinking. This is a World Cup qualifier. Hungary knows that they need to, if they pull out the stops and get this game postponed, they could get a draw or something of the sort. So they're doing this because they know if the players walked off, we don't know what FIFA was gonna do.
Yeah,
FIFA
FIFA will turn around and give the 3 points to Hungary.
They'll give it to Hungary and say you should have never walked off.
Yeah, but I mean, even like there was a similar incident. I remember it was the game when Tyrone Mings made his England debut. And also racist stuff happened, and also after the game that was a conversation. And some of the players were even saying, like, hold on, it's Tyrone Mings' debut. Do you think he wants to walk off and have this game called off?
Exactly.
Like, why must he suffer for them?
You don't want to be that guy. Then next thing you get dropped, you don't come back,
There's so many England players on one cap and whatever. Remember under Spain, he just gave you one cap, you suck, tech. You know what I mean? It might be your only shot. You never know.
Nah, but they must start doing these stadium bans. If there's going to be a black player and we know you have a racist history, then no fans inside the stadium.
Because while I was watching a lot of these World Cup qualifiers, and especially these places where there's no black people, you just look, a lot of them were playing in empty stadiums.
You got it. Up until they learn.
You can take 3 guesses for what? You know they're gonna be doing those gestures.
You go to the World Cup now, your fans can't come. You have a racist history.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I think that would be probably the best thing to do. Remember when they were banning English hooligans? I think that's the next step to do. But I mean, they've got the security. They've got fans. You
see somebody ape chanting, security kicks him out the stadium immediately.
Drag him out immediately. Criminal charges. Obviously, they're not going to do it in Hungary. They'll probably high five you. Say, we're going to take you out. But no, that was a good one. I'm going to use it while I watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or something. I don't know
See
what.
you next week.
Yes, I don't know what they're watching back there. But yeah, I think that's from a random point of view. I thought we should touch on that because that was something that I noticed, the racism incident, and things like this are still happening, which is actually very funny. You could actually blame the English FA. I see where you were coming from.
Well, that's what Hungary was saying.
Yes,
it's a collective of that group of people. There's not one individual. It's a collective.
Yeah.
Some just think we're slightly better racists. Yeah. That's all it is.
And it's always the comparison of we can't be racist. Look, they calling people that over there.
Yes.
No, you can still be. You're not less racist because somebody else is more racist. It's one term.
But watch Q for this week. I'm willing to bet that there's going to be a Sky campaign where
racism out of football. I already started seeing the things on YouTube.
The black and white cameras come out, say no to racism. There is no room for it, or something like that. They're gonna bring it out again because they're gonna obviously be pushing for Hungary to be banned, rightfully so, but for their own selfish reasons. But yeah, I think we can leave the conversation here. I was gonna say we should touch on the Champions League games, but we'll be recording next week, so we'll probably have time to do a preview of the games, so we can save those chats for then. Nothing else to really touch on, but Naby Keita, get home safe.
What do you mean get home safe? He was home. Wasn't he home? Get back to England safe.
There's a man that recently broke the international goal scoring record.
Oh yeah,
I think
we don't shout out that guy.
Hey?
Shout out to
He's still got cases pinned. We don't shout out that guy.
Shout out to Ronaldo. Funny enough, I saw them. They were ESPN actually.
It's actually not a case pending.
He can't step foot in the USA. It's a case pending. In Las Vegas.
Okay. ESPN tried to discredit Ronaldo by releasing the true international goal scoring.
True.
Yes, as in amongst men and women.
Oh, sure, okay.
Yes, there's a lady by Sinclair. I think she scored like 226 international goals.
I'm not going to say anything about that.
And then they were just saying, in a salty way, like, congratulations, Ronaldo, for reaching top 10. Because he just broke into top 10. I was going to look for the article now, but I think that's just... But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get into that because that's just gonna.
So let's not equate genders in football.
Yes.
Yeah. Respect the women's game. Respect the men's game.
Yes.
We don't equate the two.
He's the highest men's international.
He's the highest men's.
So that's what they were saying. They were saying, respect, everyone by the women who've had those contributions. But that's another conversation for another day. But shout out to you, Miss Sinclair, the Canadian international, for your 200 and...
How many goals was she scoring in a game? Like 10?
Yeah, she's a prolific striker though. Nonetheless, let me have a look at that random Christine Sinclair. That's her name. Okay. Yeah, she's 38 years old, still putting up good numbers. I watched her during the Olympics. She's also been playing for quite a while. I'm just very curious to see. Okay, they counted her under 19 goals included in that.
Oh, but still, her first team ones is
yeah, that's still 187 goals and 304 appearances. That's That's decent.
1 in 2, man. It's not decent. 1 in 2. That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's what I say for international football. That's very great. Yeah. But it depends who she was playing against. If she's playing against Thailand, and I hate to.
It's still an achievement.
I hate to poop on my fellow neighbors, but if she's
take her.
If she's playing,
if somebody still has to score them against.
If you're playing against Lesotho, shout out to my Lesotho brothers. But no.
Remember that under 21 game where Haaland scored 9 goals.
Yeah,
Saudi Arabia, whatever. That man did not care.
Yeah.
I'm here for this.
I'm scoring 9 goals. Substitute and leave. That's where I could see that. This is where I could see that Haaland was a stone cold killer. Leave me in here.
And he celebrated
each
one, dog.
Like the robot that he is. Nah, man, but I think we can just leave it here. We've had our weird tangents, our interesting debates about who deserves to be in jail. If they're not innocent, I guess they both should be in jail. But I see someone from Iceland making it out of it, maybe with a nice contract in Iceland as a hero. But yeah, I think that wraps up the episode for the week. Thank you guys for watching. I'll let my co-host sign out. Use your little sign-outs, phrases and whatnot.
Good night. Goodbye. I don't like being told what to do, so I'm never going to do it. Good night. Goodbye. And listen to the smooth, sultry voice of Chris Mukola.
I hear you.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Peace out. Let's just look forward to all these signings being on the pitch. Let's see where it goes.
Got to fix up our fantasy teams as well, guys. Don't fall asleep, man. We don't want you. If you're not participating in our fantasy league, do it now, man. And we don't want any excuses. You have a week to prepare, bruh. But yeah, anyways, guys.
Check
cheers.
out Pulse videos. The codes are there.
Yeah. But cheers, guys. Have a lovely week.